Another first date as a single mom, and I know you guys have been waiting for the update, so let's chat about it. First off, I know I share a lot of my life on here, but first dates and just dating in general is something I'm trying to navigate. I really don't want to scare these guys off thinking that everything's going to be on the internet, so we're going to give a little modified version. If you're a guy and you're watching this, especially a guy that I went on a date with, stop watching. This is not for you. You can't stop yourself from watching.
The thing with single moms is that almost every date they go on is a first date. Every single date they go on is a first date. A lot of guys cannot wrap their head around this because they don't understand why single moms only get first dates the majority of the time. That's because either A, they get a first date and they kind of catfish this dude and not telling them she was a single mom, and they drop it out on the date and the dude walks away. Or the dude knows that she has a kid and she, still invites him over. They smash, they do whatever, and then he ghosts her, and then she ends up having to start all over again.
Two things I make sure not to share is one, their name, and two, any specifics that would identify the person. So I hope that makes you feel better. So this date was actually exciting.
But it's still weird. It's still so fucking weird. Like, why would you expect a guy to get in a relationship with you if you do stuff? I just do not understand. And I don't get it. Like, at this point, you're just dating just for something to do. You're not even looking for a man. You're just dating just for something to do, just because you're bored and you want to make content for your channel. This has nothing to do with you finding you're literally talking to random men and going out with them just so you can have something to talk about in front of a camera for your TikTok audience.
Because it was not from any of the apps. I freaking hate the apps. I'm so tired of them. This was actually a setup. So I knew that it wasn't going to be an awful date. Before going into it, I knew that he was at least like a good person and that he wasn't, I don't know, how do I say this nicely, a loser?
Yeah, see, and women hate the dating apps now, and a lot of you guys have already realized this. Yeah, a lot of the women are having a bad time on the dating apps right now, and it's because they keep we all know why they keep having these issues on the dating apps, and that's because they've already been passed around and they've already went through all of the dudes that had qualified prior. So now they're kind of just rummaging through all the men that they've been denying for the past couple of years, and yeah, that gets kind of old after a while for these women.
Like the guys I've been going out with. I knew that he was a motivated person that comes from a good family, so I feel like we were already going in the right direction. Quick, short, and sweet. We had a really great dinner, really great conversation. I personally thought the date went really well.
Okay, but the thing is that these dates never go anywhere. These dates never go anywhere, and she even said that this date was like a setup, like her and her friends set this dude up with her and stuff. No, what are we doing here? Men are being set up with single moms. I mean,
is anybody else like so desensitized to going on first dates? Like, I'm going on a first date, and my coworker was like, "Oh my gosh, are you nervous?" And I was like, "No, I have done this song and dance one too many times." I need to start keeping track of how many like first dates I've gone on. Like, I have been single for 5 years.
She's lost track of how many first dates she's gone on. First dates, 5 years. Well, let's do the math. So there's 52 weeks in a year, and what women like to do is they like to go out every weekend, like every day on the weekend. So you got Friday night, Saturday night, and even Sunday night. They'll do something Sunday as well, so they'll kind of squeeze in a date on Sunday. So you got 52 times 3. That is what, 156. We'll give or take 1 or 2 weekends. Maybe she doesn't find a date. That's whenever she makes she pulls the plans out of her hat that she's going to go hang out with her besties on that night, and they just happen to be at a bar, so she's going to go meet up with them, and that's usually the second plan that comes into play whenever these dudes ghost them and whatnot. So let's round it to about 150. We'll do 150 dates a year. Okay, 5 years. So that's that's hundreds and hundreds of dates. 600 dates maybe? And then you got to factor in that she is a single mom. So on a large majority of these dates, they have to get a babysitter. They do the everything shower. They shave. They do this. So they're not wasting those nights, fellas. This is the thing. They are not going to be wasting those nights. They are going to be giving it to that man they're going to be going home with that man, spreading it open, starfishing out, and they are going to be laying pipe like never before onto these single moms. So you're talking about per year, probably 100 random different men are going through single moms like this. So this isn't uncommon. You want to think that it's uncommon, like, oh, there's no way that a single mom's going to catch 100 bodies a year for 5 years and then she's got a body count. I'm telling you, okay, this is the way the math works. And even on the nights, let's say she's doing online dating or whatever, and even on the nights that these men ghost her or leave her at the restaurant or whatever, they still have those 6 or 7 dudes they keep on the side that they call to hook up with, to kind of fill in that validation gap that they get, because these men are basically just using them at this point.
And I'm always going on dates.
Always.
I love to test the waters. You never know what's out there.
You'd
and
like
I don't
to
know
get
if
in
I'll
the
ever
water.
get sick of it. And like, yeah, I've gone on a lot of shitty dates, but I feel like it makes me more funny. I don't know. Like,
Yeah, it makes her more funny. It adds to her personality. Every time she gets dicked down by a bunch of random dudes, it just adds more quirks to her personality. And also, she's not going to turn down dates. Even these shitty dates, she's going to get dates from these men to get fed by these men. And I've told you, I've made several videos about it, how these women will just funnel in these dates. Boom, boom, back to back, so that they can get these free meals throughout the week. And they'll plan it so that they'll go out on a date, they'll have a meal, and then they'll order a little bit more than they want, so that the next day they'll have leftovers, and then they can like skip a day so that, okay, well, maybe, I'm not gonna, swallow the sausage tonight. It'll just be the night after, because I'm already gonna have a leftover meal. These women aren't gonna have to like go down on these men every single night, because they're getting their meals paid for, and then they'll have leftovers toward the end.
I've been married 4 times. I have 8 kids by 4 men. And when I say that, the most common comment that I get is, well, who's the common denominator, right? And that's like the easiest thing to say to somebody. It's like, well, you've been married 4 times. Obviously, the first 3 left you, which isn't true. I left them. But either way, it's like, okay, well, you were totally the problem.
Well, but see, here's the thing. It doesn't matter if you left them or not. Why did you marry them? So you're already putting it out there that you make bad decisions. You're not a good decision maker. Okay, you don't choose the right man. So a lot of the men that, they see this video and they're like, okay, well, I see what the problem is. This woman, she'll be good for a nice game of hide the sausage, and then I'm gonna discard her and let her go on her way, because marrying her after she's been married and divorced 4 times would be the dumbest fucking mistake any man on this planet would ever do. So any man that marries you is going to be fucking lobotomy patient, brain dead at this point. There's zero brain activity for any man that is going to purposely marry a woman like this. Completely insane. If you meet a woman like this, run away, run into a wall, run off a cliff. Just get as far away from her as possible.
Every time I get lonely and think I might want to have a relationship with a man, then I get on the dating app and I swipe to see what's actually out there, and then I'm like, yeah, no, I'm just lonely. I don't want anything that's actually available.
There you go, ladies. This is what ladies are. A lot of women are looking. This is going to be their future. A lot of women don't realize this. This is going to be their future.
I don't know.
They're going to be sitting in dark parking lots in their car. They're alone. They don't want to go home. They don't want to walk up into their empty apartment with their cat, because nothing's going to be up there. The only thing waiting for them in their apartment is a bunch of shit they have to scoop out of a box, and a couple meowing furry bastards that are just begging her to feed them. Like, they're just wanting her attention, but just for the food. Like, that's all they want. And so there's this need to fill some sort of void. She needs some sort of validation. She does want a man in her life. Obviously, she's crying about it. She's been crying every night this week in her car in a dark parking lot, because she doesn't want her neighbors in her apartment complex to hear her, because she's one of those loud criers, that kind of like like freaks out and stuff. You know the kind of women I'm talking about. So yeah, this is a big issue. This is a big thing with women. And don't get me wrong, there are men that are also staying single, but they're not hiding in dark parking lots crying and coping on camera and squeezing out emotions for 200 likes and 84 comments just to make themselves feel better before they go inside and contemplate their life. But anyway, fellas, that's going to be the end of today's video. Let me know what you think. Leave me a comment. Like the video, subscribe if you're new. I'll catch you later.